Okay, so we are given a function f of x is equal to the square root of x minus 1. And what we need to do is we want to identify what the inverse is for this function. So the very first thing is you will always rewrite the f of x as y. So we're going to take it out of the function notation, and instead of using f of x, we're going to use the y. Now, one thing is to remember is that inverse is basically the x and y components swapped for the ordered pairs, okay? So we are going to swap the x and y in the actual equation. So we swap the x and y in their positions. Once you have swapped the x and y, your next thing is just to solve for the y. All right, basically you're just trying to identify what is the inverse function. And so function notation has it always y equals form. Okay, so basically you're just trying to put it back in the y equals form, but when you get it in the y equals form, it'll be the inverse of the given function. So we have x equals the square root of y minus 1. We want to get rid of the square root because we have to get to that y. So because it's a radical, you use the inverse function, which is exponents. So it's a square root, so we are going to have both sides raised to the second power. So on the left, we're looking at x squared equals. On the right side, the radical and the exponent automatically cancel each other out. So that just leaves us with y minus 1. Okay? So anytime you have a radical, the root can always cancel out with a matching exponent. Okay? So now we have x squared equals y minus 1. We're trying to solve for y. So in order to isolate the y, we move that negative 1 to the other side of the equal sign. So it is subtracting from the y, so we will add it to itself and cross the equal sign. So we will get x squared plus 1 equals y. And that is your inverse function of the square root of x minus 1.